How many farts have you ripped doing those many burpees? That's good digestion, dude.
That's why you got to eat right. That's why you got to eat good.
I just wanted to talk about farts.
That's why you have to eat good, because if you don't eat the right stuff, you're going to be messed up, man.
Yeah, dude.
If you don't, man, it all comes into play, because if you eat the wrong stuff, you're bloated, you're full of gas, you're full of whatever, you're going to pay for it because you're bloated, you're trying to do these burpees. Nah, you got to be ready to go.
Yeah.
You know you're getting locked up. You know you're a good human. You've just been in bondage to the addiction, and it drives you to do things you don't want to do. There's always going to be a lesson to learn, even if there's no blessing. Now I just want to help and give back, be a part of the solution as opposed to the problem. I'm going to interview professionals. I'm an ex-convict. It's a play on words. Let's have fun with this. This is the Pros and Cons podcast.
All right, big dog.
Man, what's up, brother?
We ready to roll?
We ready to roll, bro.
Check this out. We have the Real Burpees King by way of Chicago, by way of Oceanside, here in effect. Tell him what day it is.
Today is 1,594 days straight of burpees. No days off, no excuses. You know what I'm saying? We getting it, man.
I love it, dude. I love it. So another question I like to ask right when we kick off, too, my brother, is what was for breakfast today?
Man, that is a real good question. That's a real good question. You want to know why that's a good question? Because my usual is 6 hard-boiled eggs after my burpees routine. You know, I get up, I do my routine, and then I have 6 hard-boiled eggs and an avocado.
Nice.
But today I decided to fast a little bit longer just to let my body catch up, because I was out this weekend and I was eating here and I was eating there. Sometimes on the weekends, bro, I get my gains in, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I got to let my body catch up for a little bit. Sometimes I like to do that. I like to fast. And then I ate some tuna.
Nice, dude.
I had a pack of tuna and
keep it
and
simple.
That's it. Simple.
Amen, brother. That's great, dude. And hey, got to let the people know. So the start at the beginning of the journey, man, for the Burpees King. So you were born?
I was born in Chicago. Born and raised in Chicago till I was like 15. When I was 15, we moved to Arizona. Stayed in Arizona till I was till I was 18. Enlisted in the Marine Corps.
Nice.
And I came out here when I was 19. MCRD.
Hoorah.
Yes, sir. Semper Fi.
So what was your childhood like, man? What was some of your things you loved to do? You know, was it prototypical? Was it tough? When we were in Chicago, we were always outside. You know, it was me and my older brother. We'd always be outside, man. We'd do, we were having fun, doing what kids do, being outside all day. Awesome. You know, that's the best part.
Enjoying it. You know, you're out there, you're in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You're on your bike, you get in a subway, you know, you're on a train station. You just, as a kid, you're just out there exploring and learning.
Heck yeah, till that winter hit, dude.
Winter hits, but then it's also good because, you know, we be playing football in the snow in the front yard.
Yeah, that's dope,
All
dude.
the kids come out, everybody's on the block, everybody's playing football in the front in the snow.
That's what's up. What's up. Yeah, so from there, was your father, your mom, or anybody else in the military? Is that why you guys moved a little bit, or just business?
No, we just moved. Moved, but no, my mom was not in the military, and my dad was not in the military.
Okay. And then by the time you got to AZ, were you still in high school, or were you?
Yeah, so I was in my sophomore year. So I did my freshman year and sophomore year in Chicago, and then I did my junior and senior year in Arizona.
Killer, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And then were you in like Phoenix area? Where were you at?
So when we left Chicago and moved to Arizona, we ended up going to south of Tucson. We went south of Tucson over there by like Nogales, Rio Rico. So it was a real small town.
Yeah. Nogales. I'm familiar.
Yeah.
When I was on a fire crew, we'd fight some fires down there back. I guess it was like 2009, 10. But with that being said, yeah, it's a super, super rural area, too. So I know you guys probably ran around a lot, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, so that story you were telling me, so you were, what were you doing before you saw the recruiter? Were you pushing carts or something?
I was pushing carts. At the time, I was living in Phoenix.
Gotcha.
I was living in Phoenix. I had my own apartment. I was going to school. I was going to UTI. I was starting to be an auto diesel technician, and I was doing like 2 jobs, and I ran into a recruiter in the parking lot. I was pushing carts at the time, and we talked, and he, he told me of his experiences and stuff, and I decided that I wanted to join. So I went, I joined, and enlisted in the Marine Corps.
Gnarly, dude. What was that feeling like when you realized, like, the bus is coming and I'm going to MCRD?
It was great, man. It's just, it's just that feeling, that
that's
that
I love
rush,
it. Most people are scared.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, this is great.
Like,
let's go.
I'm like, let's go. It's a challenge, because, they always said the hardest branch of the military to get into is the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
You go through boot camp in the Marine Corps, you can basically walk into the other branches.
Right. Yeah, so, that's impressive, and that always says a lot. We got a lot,
so I was like,
a lot of love
man,
and respect.
I wanted to go for the hardest branch,
Yeah, no,
so,
and
it was cool.
like I've heard is, a lot of leathernecks in my family, but you have soldiers and you have seamen, but there's only one Marine.
Right.
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 You gotta love that. And then when you got in, I know you go through some testing for your job, or your MOS as they call it. Tell the people what MOS means.
So MOS, that's your job you're gonna have. That's your job. Like, it's in the Army, they call it different.
Yeah.
But in the Marines, it's your MOS. That's the job that you do in the military.
Yeah, gotcha. And then what was that? What were you doing?
I was motor transportation. I was driving anything that involved.
Yeah, anything with wheels.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Humvees, 5 tons, 7 tons, LVS. I was an LVS operator, so they call them the Dragon Wagons.
Yeah.
Those really long ones with an extra trailer in the back.
Yeah, those are gnarly. I've seen them in caravans every once in a while, and you're like, dude,
So that's what I used to do. I was an LVS operator, so I used to drive those really, really big, long ones, and we used to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a joke. There's
Convoys.
there's such a vast array. I think people think of any of the armed forces, with warfare, but what you don't realize, you need people in logistics, you need people in transportation, you need people to make food, you need people that do
everything,
paperwork and everything. Yeah,
laws, they have everything.
Yeah, 100%. And then you did your 4 active?
Yeah, I did my 4 years active.
Yeah, and then
I got my honorable discharge.
Yeah, amen, brother. And then what was on your mind after that?
Everything was brand new. I freaking just got out of the military, just got out of the Marine Corps, and I was in Oceanside.
Orale.
And at that time I had a lot of friends already.
Oceanside in the hizzle, Burpees King.
At that time I've had built up a lot of friends from just being in Oceanside since 2000.
Yeah, 100%.
And I was working, doing my thing, and just going on with life, still learning, trials and tribulations.
Cool. Let's cut it right there, dude. It's hot as shit. I'm sweating. He's sweating. Hey, you guys, we just popped the garage open because, the studio, we're in the garage here just keeping it G, and it was getting hot. And my boy, the Burpees King, I see the sweat beating on his forehead. So we're just bringing it back. So you got your honorable discharge, and everything was brand new. It was like the world had it was like a re-blossom to do whatever you wanted to do, especially having that. That's huge to have that background. It's great on a resume. It gives you that fortitude. I know it gives you that discipline and that drive and that focus that unless you go through stuff in the military, man, it's kind of hard. You can't replicate that out here, really. I know they call like police fire. It's paramilitaristic, but there's levels to the game. You know what I mean? Right, and then so you got out, and then you moved to Oceanside. Was that because you were already were you stationed at Camp Pendleton? No, you.
Yeah, I was stationed at Camp Pendleton. I was in Camp Pendleton. I was in California since 2000.
Yeah, for sure.
I was stationed out here.
Yeah, and then so what was kind of life like that? I know you had a couple bumps in the road. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but the people want to hear the rise of the King.
Okay, so I've always been into physical training. I've always been into fitness. In Arizona, I used to go to the gym. I was 16 years old. I was into the gym. I do I go weightlifting, running, whatever I could do. I always like to stay active. Just
absolutely
playing sports or whatever it is. And when I went to boot camp, I learned burpees there too, but they're different. And I didn't isolate on them as much. I didn't concentrate. I did other workout routines when I was in the military. But when I got out the military, I got a little bit of trouble here and there. I did some county time and stuff a few times. So when I did county time, is where I actually got into my burpees.
Yeah.
I actually had a chance to just do them, perfect them, and just do them.
Yeah.
And then I started programming. I got with I got with the program, started doing my routine, and
I'll say it for him, you guys. What you guys don't know, but what you will know, will educate you on the California state system. He's going to roll with those Sorreños. That's just the way it is, and that's okay. I was down with the homies, too. I do burpees with them a lot, and so that's what he's talking about. He was programming, which is you either do or you don't, and if you don't, well, you just be ready for the repercussions. So, yeah. So
there you go.
And you had plenty of time to get into those burpees, man, because whether you're in your cell or out on the tier or in the day room, we knew that the south side was working out.
Yeah, we had to work out.
And I want to kind of parallel that. So my first term, before I got turned over to the state, when I was still going through sentencing in county jail here in Vista, I was learning. Okay, there's the whites, and then within the whites, you had the skins. Then you had the paisas, and then you had the homies, the south side, and then the brothers and the others. But that's where I fell in love with fitness too, and that was probably one of my saving graces was that. And with that being said, a lot of the homies were always working out, but a lot of people in my car, all the whites, they weren't. So I would start working out with them. I had a good homie named what was his name? There was Ghost, and anyways, they were from Mesa and Oceanside, and we would just do burpees together. And there's not many people with the whites that were training and working out. So that's where I was kind of like, you know what, dude, I like the way the South ran. It was pretty militaristic, as you know.
Yeah.
You have to work out if you're a certain age, and all the other rules that to abide by in there. So I feel you, and you learn dang well that many variations of the burpee.
Right. You learn many variations of the burpee. When I first got to county and I seen the burpees, there was a friend of mine. I didn't know him at the time, but he was programming. And he was coming out the cell, already got his fit in, already got his routine in.
Yeah.
Just going to hit the showers, all ready for the day room. And I'm like, man, I want to get on his program. I want to bust out the cell, freaking drenched sweat, already did my routine. And
feel good, yeah.
Yeah. It helps you with your day.
Yeah, dude, it helps you with your mind, too. I know part of the saving grace of doing time, I mean, I wouldn't be in this line of work. I wouldn't be right here in front of you. God knew that process, regardless of I was paying my debt to society and learning my lesson, which very well was the right thing. That was the release. That was the outlet. That was the thing to kind of refocus you. And also, man, breaking up time. There's no better way to do it because, as you know, a lot of dudes were getting loaded in there still and just acting like donkeys. So,
yeah.
And then how long did that culminate when you got out and you're kind of like, okay, I want to do this?
So the first time I got out of county jail, I still kept the routine. But then it's always been in the back of my mind, like, oh, man, I missed the burpees, right? And then I ended up getting busted again, so I went back for 8 months in the county. I was fighting a case, assault. That it's crazy because sometimes you got to be careful where you're at. Sometimes you can be in the parking lot, walking to a grocery store, and the person you're with gets into an altercation with a group of people, right? You didn't see it coming, but like let's say you're walking out of your car and you see people getting into it, that's your buddy, that's your person you're with. You might want to break the whole situation up, right? You're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then you don't know what's going on, but you're involved now.
Yeah.
And then something like that gets you busted.
Is that what got you hemmed up last time? You got a little hemmed up and all that. Was same with me.
Hemmed up and a little drama. Next thing you know, I had 9 charges. I had 4 211s and 4 245s and
yeah.
others.
I had a little 211 on mine too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
you know, there's no better way to get what you need as opposed to use a weapon.
Freaking crazy, right? So I had to fight that 8 months, and I was shocked because at first when I was like, man, I didn't do nothing. I ain't got nothing on me. Like, what the heck? Like, I was just trying to break up the whole freaking situation, right? But next thing you know, like, nah, they were trying to stick those charges.
They probably looked at the fact, too, that you're a Marine vet, you know, and like, oh, he could be dangerous. He's got military training. You know, I know that happens a lot.
That's crazy. But, yeah, man, long story short, man, I took a deal, freaking 8 months, turned it to 16 months, you know?
Yeah.
And then, you know, on and on. But that's where I started doing my burpees again, too.
Yeah. So let's fast forward to kind of like the dawning of you, not right away, but where this idea of like, hey, man, I'm just going to, there's this thing out there called social media. I might as well utilize it. You know?
Yeah, that
the inception phase, not where you're at now, which is amazing. It's only going to get better. But where did that all begin? Was it after, you know, because you said you were in and out a couple times, where it started to be like, okay, yeah, you have your day job, but also, you know, you were able to show people that I'm still going to stay healthy, and I'm going to show you.
I think the social media, I started posting around like 2019. Started posting around 2019, 2020.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you putting some of those years in, man. It's, you know, what, 5 years?
Yeah. And at first, I really wasn't going to share nothing on social media. Like, it wasn't my thing. I didn't really care for social media. I'm like, man, I'm not trying to put myself out there. I do my own thing, right? But I had a lot of friends that would tell me, and one of my friends, rest in peace, Matt, he used to always tell me, man, you need to put your stuff out there, man. You need to put your burpees out there. Because, like, we used to go out and, like, go bar hopping all over Oceanside.
Yeah.
And I'd be doing burpees in the parking lot, you know? He's like, man, I can't take this fool nowhere. He does burpees everywhere we go, right? And then he's like, hey, for real.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, man, you need to put your content out there. You need to put your stuff out there. I'm like, I really want to, but then I did it. And then next thing you know, I had good positive feedback. People were like, hey, man, appreciate your video. So, like, I was like, all right, cool. And then I started putting more out there. And the more engaged I was, the more content came.
Yeah, that's so cool, man. And, you know, it's amazing where you just don't know where, you know, how you went from there to here, right? It's just, it can be a lot like a blur. But where you finally start getting those messages, and I'm sure, I mean, you're at a whole other level as far as how many followers you have compared to what I do. But I also know when you put yourself out there, you probably get a little bit of naysayers too, you know what I mean? Which I don't care, you know. I don't really engage. Sometimes I will. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'll let you know what time it is, homie. You know what I mean? You run your mouth. That's about all you're running. No, no, but you know that you have to be ready for that stuff. But also, it's not even so much the haters, if you will, but it's, you know, out of, let's say 30 comments, you get one that's whatever, but that you're really like, people enjoy it. Yeah. Or you're inspiring people, and especially within the cultura, right? And the culture, right. That it's very important now more than ever that people get healthy, man, and they stay healthy. And it's just as simple. If that's all you're gonna do is burpees, that's a beautiful thing.
That'll keep you fit.
Yep, because you know
that'll keep you fit.
You're doing a squat, you're doing a push-up, you're standing up, you're doing it all over again. You might be doing the rocking chair.
Right.
What do you call your signature one?
The Psycho Style burpees.
Psycho Style. Dude, that one's tough. We're going to film that in a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
we will.
Yeah, but I'm trying to pop up on that, you know what I mean? That's
we'll do that one.
That's yeah. We're going to get down. The Burpees King is gonna show me how to do the Psycho Style.
The Psycho Style burpees were born in the county.
Yeah.
This was the last time this was on my trip when I went to prison. I was doing them Psycho Style burpees.
Yeah.
I had a good routine in there. I used to do 50 of them, 55 pump Psycho Style burpees, and I had the 1 pumps, 2 pumps, 3 pumps, 4 pumps, Navy SEALs and all that.
Yeah, that's brutal, dude. Yeah, when you start getting double, triple, and let's say you're going up to 100, you do the math.
Yeah.
You know, you're one thing for me too is I've always had like some blown out shoulders from just life, skateboarding, crashing, you know, brawling, whatnot. But dude, when you start getting that too, you can feel that front part of your anterior deltoid starts to fry out too.
Yeah.
At least for me, but
Yeah.
you know, also I'm a little lankier. You're a pretty compact guy, so that also helps to be like a pit bull too. You just rack those things out. Yeah, when you realize too, you're like, hey man, I can kind of I can brand this, I can market it, I can give it its own name. Because I remember I was doing these I call it the psycho roll up, which is the irony of that, but
nice.
Yours is yours. But I'll show you that when we're done too, where it's hold that thought. Anyways, yeah, dude. So the psycho style was born in the county. Now, when you went from you saying you were doing your standard 113 to 125,
yeah,
you know, what was the idea behind that? What were you?
So I was doing the burpees when I first started the content, and I was doing the burpees. I was just sharing it, putting it out there every now and then. You know, I wasn't posting as frequently as constantly, right? And then I decided to just start going every day, because sometimes I would have comments like, yeah, right, you don't work out every day. You work out maybe like once every 2 weeks, and you post a routine, and you're acting like you work out, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, you know, full routines matter, you know, start to finish.
Yeah.
I go every single routine I post is start to finish. All my routines are on YouTube from start to finish, right? So I decided to go with no days off.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm going to do 100 days.
I want to look a couple of those up.
And I started posting every single day just because I wanted to show the people that you could work out every single day. You really can. Because people are like, yeah, right, you don't work out every day. I'm like, yes, I do.
Yeah.
And then I started going every single day.
Yeah, don't get it twisted, homie. This dude's putting his work in.
Yeah, so that's how it started, man. That's how the streak started, and we're still going. We ain't stopping.
Heck no.
You know, if we have an opportunity, we have a chance to work out, we will. You know, until then, that's what it is.
Yeah, I remember seeing. Oh, you know what? I realized that you were local because you were. Where were you doing burp? Was it Balderrama Park?
Yeah.
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 And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes it a little easier to try to lure him in on the podcast, because I go, I know where that's at, man. I used to go to elementary school right down the street, and we'd go over there to play handball and in the park and whatnot. And that's when I started hitting you up too. But also, you know, you have your gym membership, so it's not all about burpees, but you go in and
I got my gym routine.
Yeah, you got your gym routine too, which all of it's important, right? I think it all is really important to make sure that you're doing a little bit of everything. Like, I know that you love your burpees, but you love to probably hit your leg day and
dips. I still do the gym. Still do leg day, Stairmaster, treadmill.
Yeah,
whatever I can get in.
Heck yeah.
Squats.
Well, you always have that leatherneck that lives inside you. You know, that'll never leave. You know, you go into that other gear. Some people just don't have that gear. It's
true. It's true.
You know, as my my dear friend, who's also my judo sensei, would say, you know, some people just aren't cut from the same cloth, man.
They're not.
It just is what it is.
Sometimes they didn't have that discipline instilled in them. You gotta have it. You gotta have that discipline.
And I love how you go to various locations and do your burpees too, like you were saying in the parking lot. But I know I've seen you do them like tennis courts, L.A.
That's crazy.
Chicano Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but people love it, dude. They gravitate to it. Well, two things. It's not like you're showing up down there and acting like a donkey. You're out there.
Yeah.
You're promoting fitness and positivity.
Right.
You know, because let's be real, in the barrios of the world, there's not a lot of that. There's a lot of broken homes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of drug use.
Right.
There's a lot of people getting killed, a lot of people doing prison time. You know, and a lot of these kids are, let's face it, dude, they're almost screwed at birth. They're born into families where the parents are dope fiends or the parents are gang members and dope fiends.
Yeah.
Right? Or you're getting raised by grandma or your tia.
And then that's the only image you have, right? That's the only image the kids have growing up. They look up and that's all they see. They see the people older than them messed up, drinking, messed up, drugs, messed up, prison, messed up, this, gang, messed up with everything, right?
Yeah.
So what are they really looking up to, you know?
Yeah.
So I think if you get the opportunity, you should put a positive image out there, because you could be a positive image for somebody. Somebody might look up to you and be like, okay, that's cool. This guy's doing something positive. This guy's doing something healthy. They might not think like that, but they like what they're seeing. They like the fitness. So next thing you know, they try it. They do a little push-up. They do a little jumping jack, a little squat or something. And they like how they feel.
Yes.
So then like, oh, I'm going to do it again. And then it becomes a habit for them. And that's instilling a little bit of discipline in them. Because then they're like, man, you know, I'm not having a good day. I'm going to work out. Boom, I'm going to work out. Because then instead of going to get wasted, instead of going to do other things, you can always just go and work out, and you'll always feel better after your workout.
Yeah, I agree, dude. And I know this much, man. Before I got totally sober, when I'd work out and I'd do a complete routine, like you said, start to finish, and I felt good, I didn't want to pollute my body. I wasn't going to spark up that doobie or drink that beer.
Right.
All due respect, you guys, settle down. It's cool. Do it. I did it. I loved the feeling, but it just at the end of the day doesn't work out for me.
Right.
But yeah, when you feel that way, you're more inept to not poison your body because you feel that gift of fitness. The blood's flowing, your oxygen levels are pumping, and you have this clarity, and you have this drive and this focus. And also too, and people can go look it up for themselves. I mean, exercise, good sleeping, and a good eating habit, not that you don't have fun days,
Right.
are the answer to a lot of issues, both health-related, mental, emotionally related issues. Cut. Yeah, here comes a trash truck. Go ahead.
You know what I was thinking about? Like how we were just talking about, I used to go out and I was with my friend and I would be doing burpees in the parking lot at the bars and stuff. That's crazy because
you were doing them drunk?
I was doing them back then, you know.
And
I was just doing it because that's what I would do. You know, I'd do burpees.
Well, that was your outlet.
That was just
Even
me.
if you had a couple, like, dude,
I go do my burpees, you know. And it's crazy because my friend had told me, you know, if you should put it out there, and I'm glad I did because I'm doing what I like to do. You're
touching a lot of people, like we were just talking about, and just being real in the barrios of the world, you know.
Yeah.
In the Latino culture, in the Vato culture, period, in the raza.
Yeah.
You're giving them, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's only one real Burpees King. Let's get that out there. But boy, have I seen the tidal wave of other Burpees Kings, the IE Burpees King, the Los Burpees King.
That's good.
Yeah, no, but the beauty of that is like, hey, man, brother, one day we're all going to meet up and just do burpees until our arms fall off.
Big old burpees collab.
Yee! Dude, that'd be sick, man.
Burpee Con.
Because, dude, that'd be dope. Do any of those guys hit you up, too? Like, dude, I love what you're doing.
Yeah, I got a lot of people hit me up, and the one thing I like about the fitness field is a lot of people that are in the fitness field are mostly positive. You know, people working out, they're positive, and they all want to, like, collaborate. They all want to show love, you know, most of them, which is a good thing because that's what you do when you're working out. You know, you're working on positivity, so it makes you a better person.
Yeah, again, it's contagious in a good way,
right?
And you know, and like you said, at first you're like, social media, schmolcial media. I felt the same way. I remember I was at my buddy Evan's house, and Facebook was around. I was like, okay, Facebook, schmacebook, and he's like, hey, dude, have you seen this new thing called Instagram? I think my first post was like 2011 or 12. I was like, dude, there's already Facebook.
Yeah, I felt the same.
You know, but you fast forward, 12, 13 years and using it properly. And obviously, if you go through, I mean, I've got, 4,000 something posts now. But if you go through my evolution on there, which I think is cool, a lot of people I talk to are like, hey, man, you should probably go through and delete a lot of stuff. I'm like, no. For one, that's my evolution on social media where, I had some times where I was cynical, times where I was back out drinking and using again. And you can tell on those posts in the sense of, like, I was just negative. And then you fast forward to, the past 5-6 years, I've had some hiccups, but at the same token, everything is about making sure that people know that they're loved. There's a better way out. And part of that way out for people like you and I is fitness, man.
True.
And it's huge. And the arm and the reach that you got in your community and your sphere of influence is only going to grow, dude. I mean, you're at pretty much 500,000 followers at this point, man. That's insane, bro.
That's crazy, yeah. And I got a lot of supporters worldwide. You know, it's around the globe, it's around the world. And
let's get some world shout-outs in. Who we got out there?
We got people in Australia. We got people in New Zealand. We got people in Russia. We got people in Germany, Scotland, man, Europe, everywhere. South Africa.
Sweet.
Philippines. Man, it goes on and on. See, that's the Argentina, Mexico, Ecuador.
Yeah, dude, like hearing back, that's just that
Colombia.
That's dude, that's badass.
Brazil.
That's the fuel that feeds the fire, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, man.
Australia, Austria.
Let's just say it one more time. What day was it again?
Today is 1,594 days straight of burpees.
Of straight up burpees.
Yeah.
Ooh,
hell yeah.
Fired up right now, dude. I was tired before the homie showed up.
Yeah.
This dude, just being around this guy, you're going to start doing burpees. You might even know how to do them, but you're going to do them.
Yeah. You're going to want to learn. You're going to want to do them.
Yeah, dude. That's so cool, man. All over the world, man.
All over the world. And I tell everybody they could do it to work for them. Like, you could make the burpee into a stretch. You know, they could do it slow, every motion really slow. And it could be a little stretch workout, you know?
Yeah.
Anything that works for you is good.
No, 100%, dude. That's such a good point. And, you know, it's something that's so multifaceted that you can have fun with it. You can tweak it here and there, like we were talking about. And just the fact that, again, not only like prison culture or the Latin culture, just fitness culture in general, because let's be real, the history of the burpee goes back to the military before it was anything. Because a lot of people thought, oh, it's CrossFit. No, it's not, fool. You guys don't get that.
Robert Burpee.
Yeah. You know, have you looked up the history of the burpee?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool. But fast forward to now, anything we like to, you can take it and make it your own. And at what point are you looking it up right now?
I think his name was Roy. Oh, I'm gonna find out right now.
Yeah. We're just doing a little research.
Yeah,
peeps.
Royal H. Burpee. That was his name. Royal H. Burpee. That's the guy who invented the burpee.
Yep. See, he's not playing. Royal H. Burpee. You guys look that up.
Royal H. Burpee.
Burpee. Royal as in, hello, I'm very royal.
Royal Huddleston.
Yeah, that's so cool, dude. I'm going to name my next dog Huddleston.
In the 1930s, he invented the burpees as part of a fitness test.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah.
I knew it was invented by somebody. I didn't really know that the trash can's coming again, right?
Oh, he's getting the other side of the street.
F words. Let's just put this one in there. Yeah, so we're talking, Royal Huddleston Burpee Sr., who invented the burpee in 1939, was a U.S. physiologist, and he used the burpee test to assess fitness. Burpee earned a PhD in applied physiology from the Teachers College at Columbia University. Pretty cool, man. There's a whole bunch of variations. I won't read too much. The exercise was popularized when the United States Armed Services made it one of the ways to assess fitness level of recruits when they entered the U.S. when the U.S. entered World War II. So there you go. As far as like the history of the burpee itself, the dude's name was Burpee. You know, that you know, you can be named after quite a few things, but that's a pretty cool thing to be.
That's a cool thing to do, huh? Royal Burpee, Royal H. Burpee.
Yeah. Now for the Burpees King. So you started out, like we were saying, 113 burpees. If you guys don't know, the Vato's 113 for the letter 13. I'll let you do your research. If you don't know, then don't worry about it. But anyways.
That was the routine, 113 burpees.
113 burpees is a routine every day for the homies.
Yep.
forget what the white boys were.
123.
123.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know they all have their freaking their silly little numbers.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was such a spaz, dude. I was like a monkey, dude. I would do them all day, lunges.
Nice. That was your thing, huh? Just working out.
Yeah, that was me, dude. I was a lunging fool, dude.
Nice.
I just knew I wanted, like, I always felt like I had an okay upper body, but I felt like I had chicken legs.
Okay.
So anything, I remember rolling up the mattress, tying it up, and then trying to put books in there, see if I can put my celly on my shoulders and do squats.
Squat them.
As much as I could, because that's one of the hardest. I mean, water bags were cool too, but let's face it, everyone just was curling those.
Yeah, they were just curling those.
I remember taking a water bag and getting a certain grip on it, and then laying at the edge of my bunk, and then holding on to the side of the bunk so my shoulder can drop off the edge of the bunk and get kind of like a shoulder chest fly.
Yeah.
Whatever, it is.
Yeah.
Dude, the ingenuity is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Or ripping sheets, braiding them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you could put the little loop through the water bag and kind of get that, or, however you can do it,
toilet paper
man.
roll for handles and stuff.
Yeah, 100%, man. And then the deputies would roll in and be like, oh, take that out of your account. You're ripping sheets up. No, I just found it that way.
Yeah.
But when so you were posting, you were saying, I remember you telling me you were doing 113 burpees, and then you switched to, 125?
On day 1,000, I switched over to 125.
Wow, man.
Yeah, I switched over from 113 to 125. It's just like a friendlier number. You know, people, it's a little bit friendlier for social media. And, working out, you can keep track of your reps better by quarters.
Yes.
Drop a quarter, 25 reps. Drops another quarter, 25 reps, 25 reps.
Gotcha.
So you keep count.
And I love the fact, dude, if you guys scroll back on some of his old burpees posts, you'll see that he had a square, was like a piece of linoleum.
Yeah,
and the spots where his feet and his hands were just worn. So you can't say the fool wasn't putting in work, because you're not going to wear through linoleum like that.
Yeah.
I'm an old break dancer. Let me tell you right now, fool, you ain't wearing through linoleum like that unless you're putting in that work.
That was a good mat.
Yeah, but I noticed you retired that thing.
I retired it, man. I had to retire it.
That's what's up, man. And then when did it all, besides just putting content out there, did you start just the messages? Because I know we talked about, we're talking where you're at now, where, all the messaging, people around the world that you've inspired, that you've corresponded with. Bring that back again to where you're still kind of new in social media. You didn't care, but your people were telling you.
Yeah. So when I first got started with social media, I had a few friends of mine telling me, man, that's a good thing you're doing. I'm glad you're doing that. So they were also motivating me and supporting me on doing it. So I was doing it, and I would have conversations with my friends and be like, so what do you want to get out of this? I'm like, nothing. I'm just posting just to post, just to share real routines, like a real point of view of this is what it looks like to work out. Like, there ain't nothing special about it. I could do it. You could do it. I'm going to show you how I do it, and I'll record my routines. And it's just to kind of show people that they can work out at home or wherever they're at. They have no excuses. Like, man, I wish I could work out. I don't got a gym membership. I wish I could work out. I don't got no gym equipment. Blah, blah, blah. Bunch of excuses, but you can always work out no matter where you go.
Yep.
You're always going to be able to do a burpee.
Yep. 100%. You don't need equipment for
nothing.
that.
So I just try to show that so people could learn it, and I wasn't expecting nothing from it. Like, hey, man, you expect anything? Are you getting paid? I'm like, no, I'm not getting paid. I'm just doing it.
Yeah. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
That's funny. We were just saying that. I was remembering, like, first started doing burpees and, doing them in the cell, and you don't have much room, and where my head would come down for the push-up part of the burpee, oh, there's the rim of the toilet seat right there.
Yeah.
And again, as we say, if you don't like it, don't go to prison.
Yeah.
But, the willingness to do whatever we had to do to make fitness happen, to feel good, is such a huge sign to so many others that doesn't matter where you're at in life, literally where you're at or what you're going through. It's not just, it's medicine.
It's medicine.
It's
medicine.
It soothes the soul. When you get a good workout in, You know, like Zach the other day, he got done. Zach, you know, you were pretty. Tell the people how you felt real quick.
On Friday or whatever.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, and my man's got he's got a wife and a young baby at home. So those are the things you go home, you get to bring that home with you, or even doing them at the house. What a great example it is to your family. You know that
Right.
you know dads or my husband or if you have kids or whatever is staying strong.
Yeah, it's motivation. It inspires people.
Yeah. So at what point did you like go, you know, before you started making merch, you're like, okay, dude, you started, you know, cause dude, I've seen you at, like you said, you have a lot of connections, people in the music. You're going up to LA, you're going to like music festivals too.
It just so
Give us that idea.
You know, I was always posting my content, and you know, I was working out with other fitness people. But there was a time where I caught wind, and somebody was telling me like, "Hey, I want to go do a music video with one of my friends, Royal T from Low Profile Records. Shout out to Royal T."
Yeah.
So I would be doing music videos here and there, right? And my friend Royal T, we went out to a music video, and somebody mentioned, "Hey, do you know they're doing a burpees challenge, a burpees contest?" I'm like, "Where at?" And like it's at Urban Con. And the day, I think it was like in 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I ain't never heard about it, man. So then I did my little research and I looked it up.
What's it called? Urban Con?
Urban Con.
Okay.
I even put a video of it too on YouTube. So I looked through my social media. I was still new to Instagram because, you know, I was a Facebook person. And slowly I converted to Instagram. I really didn't want to in the beginning. I was like, man, I got Facebook. I don't need Instagram. What do I need Instagram for?
Yeah, for sure.
But then, you know, I guess that's the new thing now. Facebook is old.
Yep.
A lot of people
That's
don't
what
use
I was
Facebook.
told too.
Yeah, Facebook is old now. Everybody's just on Instagram. You know, but I still try to post on all of them. But I went to the Urban Con. And I reached out and I'm like, hey, I heard you guys are having a burpees challenge, a burpees contest. I'd like to be a part of it. You know, I seen the flyers. They had flyers. They had like all kinds of people that were going to show up or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I want to be there. And I showed up, you know, and whoever showed up. Whoever was there. But I showed up and I did the burpees challenge. And, you know, at Urban Con, they crowned me the Burpees King because I won the challenge, you know. But
dude, there's no way you're going to let anybody come in and take that from
right.
you.
I mean, I was training every day.
That's also that Marine that lives in there, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I got to know till today that, my man, God bless you for your service
Thank
as well.
you.
But, you know, again, when you have that instilled in you, dude, you're like, this. I'm gonna go till I die. This guy's not beating me.
Yeah, yeah. You know, you're just going to keep going. You know, it's like, I'm just going to keep going. You ain't going to stop till you drop.
Dude, that's so cool. And then you did the Raza Fest?
Yes.
What was that last? That was like almost a year ago. I want to say that was September.
Well, no, it's coming up.
It's this September.
This September 28th. So I'm
Look that one
promoting
up.
their flyer. I'm going to be there as well. September 28th is going to be a busy day because there's a Viva la Raza Fest in San Diego. And then there's another fest in L.A.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to make both.
Yeah, so you're going to start at this one and
San
then head up to
Diego,
L.A.?
And then head up to L.A.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing, man.
Yeah, so I try to make the events, you know, when I get invited and stuff, I show up. Like if somebody invites me and, you know, wants to put me on their flyer,
Yeah.
I'll show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always tell everybody, man, the hardest part is showing up. Even like when you're going to the gym. Sometimes I go to the gym and I'll sit in my car for a good 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just trying to get myself mentally ready to go in the gym.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes I just don't want to deal with it. But I'm like, I'm going to chill here till I'm just ready to get in there, you know, get my mind right, get everything ready. And I'm okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Hardest part is showing up. As soon as I'm in there, start working out, then I start feeling better.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. You know, I tell a lot of my clients, you know, you won the battle as soon as you walk through that door. Because you know we're going to get work done now. You're here.
Right.
And that doesn't necessarily mean people are going to go meet up with a personal trainer or coach or whatever. Just showing up is huge.
Just showing up is huge. That's the hardest part. The hardest part is showing up.
And again, like you're saying, brother, like a lot of stuff that it's the simplicity of just doing
The basics.
take the thought, turn it into action, trust in the process, watch the results come.
That's it.
And it's beyond results.
It's beyond results.
It's here.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
And it's all those people that you're touching in society. You know, maybe you have that kid where he's got a good heart, he's got a crazy family, but he just starts racking burpees out in the backyard.
Yeah.
He starts peck checking himself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden that just culminates into him going like, you know, hey, I'm going to go get a gym membership.
Yeah.
Cool part is now with the Crush and Planet Fitness and a lot of these other ones are pretty affordable for a lot of people, which I think is great. Again, don't call me drunk on my own Kool-Aid, but fitness is such an answer to prayer. It's an answer to a lot of the autoimmune issues that people have. It's an answer to a lot of health issues, period, that people have, and a lot of mental. You know, like you said, just showing up, baby.
It's an outlet. It's a good outlet. Physical fitness, working out. A lot of people who suffer from anxiety, depression, PTSD, a lot of things, you know, people, whatever someone's going through, they can always have an outlet through physical fitness. You know, not everybody wakes up happy. Not everybody wakes up smiling. Not everybody wakes up with energy. Some people could wake up sad, mad, depressed. But as long as they push themselves to do a daily routine, some kind of fitness routine, it's going to help jumpstart their day. They're going to feel accomplished. They're going to feel better. It wasn't a wasted day. Days are not passing. They're actually accomplishing, you know. So it goes a long way. It helps people mentally, too. I got a lot of friends who suffer with PTSD and stuff, and, you know, working out, it helps.
It's huge, man. You guys just heard it there from the Burpees King himself. The beauty of fitness, again, is what it will do for people that suffer from depression and anxiety. It gives you an outlet. I also know this much from someone who suffered from depression and anxiety. Fitness also gave me gratitude that I have a body that I can actually work out with. Some people don't have that aspect. They might have crazy cerebral palsy, muscular dystrophy. I'm just saying, just to have a body that's ambulatory, that can move, is just a huge blessing. And then you take that, you get a little routine going. Next thing you know, you get a sweat going. Here's one thing I know to be fact, and you can coin this. You can't have anxiety exist in the same realm as gratitude. And when you work out, you become grateful, and you have an attitude of gratitude. And anxiety can't exist in that realm. It cannot exist on that planet. It will not. And if you can just take those little what ifs and put those into action, like I said, boy, man, it can set off something that can really change your life, your day. And then here's the huge thing, as we were talking, when people see you change, they might already be doing well, but they're still inspired. Or people that are hurting go like, dang, okay, I'm going to get down like the Burpees King, man.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this is all about, brother. I think, you know, I'm really stoked on the content and so much of the great stuff you're doing out in the community. And it's just the simplicity of you showing up, being cool, being positive, doing burpees.
That's it, man. Doing burpees, being positive, man. And that's what it's about. It's about inspiring people, you know. People need that. People need inspiration. People need accountability. People need to be held accountable.
Yeah, 100%. I think you said it too. It's not all just doing a burpee. You got to be held accountable.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people like to follow me because whatever kind of fitness they have, they're going to see me in their feed. So that's kind of their daily reminder, like, okay, I got to get mine in. You know, because sometimes people, they'll pay for apps and stuff for that, for accountability, just to have that kind of support.
Yeah.
But, like, the people that follow me, they have that because I'm showing up every day, you know, and I'm doing videos every day. And that could, like, inspire them. I've gotten messages from a lot of people around the world. They're like, hey, Burpees King, thank you, man. I was going through a dark path in my life, and I came across your videos, and you helped me. You uplifted me. You got me out of there.
Yeah.
And then that motivates me.
Well, I love when you walk out of the corner.
Yeah.
And you have your lights going.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're just like day 5,687 of straight burpees, dude. And you just go, yeah.
Just go straight to it.
Yeah, dude. That's just like just a shot of adrenaline right
Hell
there.
yeah. You just go right straight to it, man.
It's my man.
It worked up to that.
Yeah, I was showing some of the my people at the training facility today at work. And I was like, dude, I finally landed a guy that I'm excited to meet in person who's inspiring. And I showed them. They're like, they're seeing all the disco lights, and they don't see you pull around the corner yet.
Yeah.
In your post, and I forget it was some absurd number. As you know, what are you on? You're today 1,500 and something.
Yeah,
today?
today's 1,594 days.
Yeah, you guys, you do the math in years of how many days in a row he's been doing 125 burpees. Forget about it.
Yeah, it's over 4.
When you came out and I was showing them, they're just like, "Oh, that's sick too." And I go, "Dude, did you hear the number he just said?" Yes, he does this every day. And that's how he keeps his people accountable. He keeps them fired up. He keeps them inspired, most importantly.
It's not easy, though, because every day's different. Trials and tribulations, man.
You're right. It isn't. You get up, you're lazy, maybe you're sick, you're injured.
Sick,
you
injured,
got family
dealing
stuff.
with something. And especially with burpees, you're doing a lot of strain. So, like, your gut system, your digestive system, all that is real sensitive.
Yeah.
Super sensitive. So it's like you gotta be careful what you eat, man. There was a point in time where I was doing burpees and
shit in your pants.
It just everything that I ate wasn't sitting good. I started having to eat like real basic.
Yeah.
Real simple, real basic.
Yeah.
Just because it's like you gotta be ready to go every day.
You figure your guts are all in there, and you're going down into the squat, kicking the legs back, maybe bringing the knees up with some seals, double pump. It's like just shaking a jug, depending on what you were eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many farts have you ripped doing so many burpees? That's good digestion, dude.
That's why you gotta eat right. That's why you gotta eat good.
I just wanted to talk about farts.
That's why you have to eat good, because if you don't eat the right stuff, you're gonna be messed up, man.
Dude.
Man, it all comes into play, because if you eat the wrong stuff, you're bloated, you're full of gas, you're full of whatever. You're gonna pay for it because you're bloated. You're trying to do these burpees. Nah, you gotta be ready to go.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like you said, sometimes you got to get them gains, fool.
Gotta
and
get them
some
gains.
if you got some birria.
BD's okay. BD's good. Meat's good. All that's pretty good. I just say stay away from the bread. Stay away from the cheese. Stay away from the dairy. Stay away from all that stuff. Stay away from all the extra toppings.
Yeah.
You don't need all that. It's just the basics.
There goes my headset.
Yep.
I love it. I knew we were going to get to some comedy here sooner or later. Couldn't have been all about inspiration and hope.
There you go.
No, but I love it, dog. I absolutely do. And in closing, before we do some burpees, we really appreciate you taking time out of your day.
Man, I appreciate you. I'm honored to be here, and I thank you for inviting me, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. I was stoked that this was like...
This motivated me too, just being able to come out here and collab with you.
100%.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
and that we connected to each other and we're able to make this happen because you are the real Burpees King.
I appreciate it.
Now, is there anything you want to tell the people what you got going on out there in life?
Got a lot of stuff going on right now. Got a lot of collaborations coming up. Got a lot of merch coming up. Just a lot of collaborations. I'm starting to go to a bunch of different parks and hosting burpee collabs because I got a lot of people that want to collaborate with me.
Sick.
They hit me up like, hey,
that's
Burpees
huge,
King,
dude.
when can I work out with you? I want to do a routine with you. I'm like, okay, check it out. I'm going to continue to post my locations, so if it's local to you or you can make it, then we can collab.
Yeah. No,
Show
yeah.
up.
Yeah. And again, it's you go out of your way, out of the kindness of your heart. If people put you on the flyer, you'll just show up. Like you said,
I'll show up.
It's just showing up. But also, you're willing to collaborate because I know that networking is probably the biggest asset, besides giving your time, to building this nucleus of what you have now.
Right.
As the Real Burpees King. You guys follow the Real Burpees King. That's my man right here. Let's check this out real quick.
Hell yeah. Got the little bit right there.
So, Zach, I don't know if you want to zero in on that. Is it good in frame? Yep. So, you guys, check out that icon. Look at that Aztec warrior freaking bulldog.
Yeah.
Doing the burpee down in push-up position.
And in the front is the Aztec.
Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah. And then, okay, the front's the Aztec, and then this is the Bulldog. And we appreciate him. Now I got to get him a gift, but
nice. I had to get you something, man. I had to get you something with the nice colors
you
on them. You know what I'm saying?
Dude. Boom and boom.
You know?
That's what's up, dude. Gangsta.
That's right.
Super gangsta.
Heck yeah, man.
Well, dude, we appreciate you to come on the Pros and Cons podcast. As I like to say, fitness is just a vehicle we all get in together to achieve so much more than just fitness.
Right.
May God continue to bless you and your wife and your family, and just this path that the Real Burpees King is on. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show. And any last words, brother?
God bless you, brother. God bless you, and thank you, and I appreciate you, and just big love and respect to everybody out there. If you're on your fitness journey, continue doing your fitness journey. Don't stop. Believe in yourself, guys. All you need is yourself. Support yourself. Focus on you. Focus on what you're doing, and try to see what you can do to make yourself better. If you got time to worry about other people, if you got time to judge other people, then you're wasting time, because that's the time and energy that you could invest in yourself. So before you start talking about anybody else, take a look at yourself and see what you need to be doing.
Amen. You hear that? Don't worry about what other people be doing. Just you do you.
To you.
And everything
Focus
else
on you.
Yeah. Everything else follows suit.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Now we're going to do some burpees real quick.
Let's get it. Let's do it.
Chee-hoo. We out. Pros and Cons podcast, the Real Burpees King.
Pros and Cons, baby.
Link, bio. You can find him.
Dope podcast.
Oceanside.
Check him out. Follow him. Support him. Dope podcast, man. Nothing but love and respect.
Nothing but love and respect. God
Burpees
bless
King
you guys.
approved.
Woo!
I want to say much love to Pros and Cons podcast. Today is 1,594 days straight of burpees. We're about to bless Pros and Cons with some cycle style burpees. And before we get started, I'll give you a quick slow demonstration. Touch your toes, bend your knees, drop down, push position, kick in after cycle style burpees. There you go. That's how it's done. All right. We're going to do a quick set of 5. Much love, my brother. Appreciate you, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you too, big brother.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. Nice and slow. Here we go.
Sit over. Son of a bitch.
It's all good. What happens? All right, man. So here we go. Cycle style burpees. Let's go. Nice and easy. Yeah, that's it. That's how it is, man.
Ain't no joke, baby.
Much
Get them
love.
cycle styles in. God bless you, brother.
God bless you.
Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you.